Back in St. Paul, time for the starting goalies presented by Honda. It will be Pekka Rinne, who started every game this season for the Predators until the game the other night in Winnipeg, in which Carter Hutton played well and got the win for the Preds, but Rinne back in, and it will be Josh Harding, who has played in 7 straight games, including 5 starts now over that span since replacing Nick Backstrom when Backstrom got hurt, ironically, against the Predators back on October the 8th. There you see Zach Parise with his line mates Nico Koivu and Nino Niederreiter to start things off for Mike Yeo in the Minnesota Wild here against the Nashville Predators as Gosted for the Preds dumps it back into the Wild zone.
Dave, both these teams are faster and play a more up-tempo game than they did last year.
Parise with a shot that hit a stick. Now a second opportunity went right through the blue paint in front of Rinne. Seth Jones picks it up. Our first look here on NBCSN at the 4th overall pick in the draft. And boy, that was a shock on draft day to a lot of people. Not so much maybe that he didn't go first overall to Colorado, but that he went down to 4th. The Spontaine with a drive here. And a save by Rinne. He will hold on to it.
Zach Parise trying to set the tone there for Minnesota. Getting in. They dumped the puck in and put some pressure. A shot off the wall intentionally. Gets his own rebounder. Very bright play. Well played by Shea Weber. Shea Weber's been here before. He knows the boards are very lively. A smart play, knowing his own rink by Zach Parise.
Now the former Minnesota Wild, Matt Cullen, loses that draw to Brodziak. The 2 best face-off teams in the National Hockey League. We'll see how that battle goes tonight. Now Brodziak will chase it down for the Wild. Pinned along the boards there by Klein. Now Cook sends it back in deep. Fontaine on his backhand turns, angles it off the end board. Klein recovers for the Predators and backs it out to center ice. Here is Smith, number 15, pushing it ahead, but it didn't get into the zone. Now on a second effort, Bourque got it into the Wild into the ice, but it's right back out to center, and it's deflected by Cook into the Preds zone, so the Minnesota can get a change.
Both teams will try to generate as much offense as they can by going through the neutral zone. But the tight gaps are what makes the difference. If you can't get past those defensemen quickly and smoothly in the neutral zone, then you're not going to have your offense going in the offensive end.
And Prosser with a shot that looked like it was going wide, but Pekka Rinne not taking any chances as we take a look at Mike Yeo, the head coach of the Minnesota Wild in his 3rd year. Remember, he replaced Todd Richards a couple of years back, and trying to stay positive, Brian, as all coaches do when his team's going through these kind of slumps. Especially when you're getting shots, as you mentioned with Zach Parise, it's hard to teach finish. That either happens or it doesn't at times.
Yeah, exactly. You just reinforce the good stuff. He wants to see them play down low more. He said even on the rush, we get in there and then we throw it back to the points, and it gets turned over and we end up getting too many guys caught. We need to play more sustained time down low and just play some jam plays.
Legwand out of his own zone, hands it off now for Wilson, who will place it into the Minnesota end, and that play is whistled offside. Barry Trotz of the Predators without Mike Fisher, who will miss his 3rd straight game, and Roman Josi. Trotz, the only coach that this franchise has ever known.
Barry Trotz spent a lot of time in training camp with team building stuff. He said, I'm just getting to the point now where we're working on our lines and we're working on our system. We had so many new faces. We wanted to get them all together and get them together as a team. And we had to use the first couple of games of the season to get our actual defensive game together. Oh,
here we go. Scrap. Konopka behind the plate, and Clune, who is back in the lineup tonight. He was a possible addition, we were told this morning, Brian, as the youngster Forsberg is scratched. Perhaps a little bit of a message for him. Konopka and Clune can both throw him.
Yeah, Clune trying to show a message to Konopka as well. That was behind the play. The puck had already been cleared down the other end of the ice. So they already had the mitts off behind the play when it got everybody's attention. Both tough guys, and both can take a punch too, which you've seen here already. It looked like Clune was going to stop there for a second. A little bit of an argument there. And some of the Nashville guys are going, what was up with that? Because Konopka looked like he threw an extra punch or two. This is what Clune does. Clune just gets in the face of the Minnesota Wild players on the bench, too. But it looked as if Clune stopped when the linesman got in. Here's how it starts. Clune missed his check there. Oh, he almost goes into the bench. Konopka came over. And obviously there was no hesitation. They both know the types of players they are and probably were looking for it. And watch at the end of the fight here. It looks like it stopped. See, look, Clune looks like it's ready, and then Konechny pulls him down one more time. Yeah, a couple of the guys here on the Nashville bench, David Legwand stood up and started yelling right away. They didn't like that a whole lot.
Well, we saw how hard Clune was skated at the end of practice, Brian, and usually that's an indication that the guy's not going to go. But then after practice was done and we had a chance to talk with Barry Trotz, he said, I'm thinking about putting Clune back in for Forsberg.
He doesn't get a lot of shifts, so he's just staying in shape. He made sure that he wanted to show his coach he was ready to play all right.
The coincidental penalties, a strange bounce sets up a chance right in front of Josh Harding.
That one came off the goal. That came off the stanchion there. That was a really weird angle. Great chance for Spaulding.
Granlund tries to drop it back for Bayou. That doesn't connect. And the Predators able to get it back out to center ice. Stoner was there to get a stick on it. It's turned back into the Pred zone, but it's offside.
Sometimes it's a strange bounce that'll give you some momentum. Just to dump in play. Watch it hit the stanchion and comes right back. You know what? Harding knows his building. He wasn't even trying to get out quickly on the puck. He basically stayed in that net. So he was there. Spaulding was all alone in front of him. A lot of goaltenders would have been out already in behind the net, and that would have been an empty netter.
Yeah, that's right. Good job by Prosser, though, to get back there and get his stick in the way. Now Jones wheeling around on his backhand. Gabriel Ford tied up by Niedermeyer, played it ahead. That hit Brodin where he in the mouth. No protection up in the face, and Brodin is down.
That got him right under the visor. Look, right in the mouth. I saw his hand go up there. An attempt to just shoot into the zone there by Bourque. They need him. Terrific young player. See, just dumping it in the zone. I mean, there's nowhere to go. Nothing you can do about that. Real quick shot. He turned and I saw his hand come up to his mouth. Yeah, he's got the towel on his mouth as he goes off. That is so painful. Great young defenseman that we talked about in the open. Brodin playing with Suter, played all season with them last year. They were a shutdown unit. Brodin is their highest scoring defenseman. Hopefully for his sake and for Minnesota, he can patch up quickly and get back out. You know, Suter, and if Brodin's out for any length of time, Suter's minutes have already gone up.
Yeah, exactly.
He plays 30 minutes half the time as it is.
Long one-timer by Weber on the setup by Jones was blocked on its way to the net, and the Wild back the other way. Here's Fontaine, backhands it in behind the Nashville goal, but Cullen now able to clear it back out to center ice. Brodin had the only goal in the last game of that road trip, which was a 2-1 shootout loss against Tim Thomas and the Florida Panthers. You mentioned Brodin, the top scoring defenseman for this Minnesota team. He's in the top 10, tied for 9th in points in the early part of this campaign. As Cook, his shot up high off the glass, Brian.
Yeah, they asked Brodin to contribute a little more offensively. Now they know he's solid in his own end. They know he has the skills, and they asked him to jump up on the play.
Here's a Nashville defenseman jumping up on the play as Ryan Ellis' shot is deflected over the glass and out of play.
There's another one here. Gaustad and Cook getting into it. A little size disadvantage there for Matt Cook, but he doesn't back away from anybody. This happened away from the play, too, after the puck got deflected up over the glass. There's Cook. Maybe some words exchanged. Yeah. I didn't really catch what happened there. And here comes Gaustad. Yeah. Whatever happened, it happened earlier because Gaustad came looking for him. So two teams in the same division going at each other early in the season here. That's what we like.
Gaustad first in the National Hockey League in face-off percentage, although he had an off night, Brian, in Winnipeg the other night. He won just 9 of 21 draws. He was 9 and 12 in the face-off circle, but still comes in at better than 61%.
Matt Cook is standing up on the bench and yakking at some of the guys on the Nashville bench already. They're really into it.
Stoner played it back into the Nashville zone. The Predators quickly work it back the other way. And on the counterattack here is Hendricks with a shot. Another one of the new additions to this Nashville lineup, but that shot was blocked. And back the other way now, Koivu. Over skate, Parisi picks it up. Niederreiter playing it right at the top of the blue paint. Koivu has it behind the net, out front with a backhand shot that deflects wide, and then Parise is knocked into the net. It comes off the supports, and a penalty coming here against Nashville. The Wild will get the game's first power play.
Well, it's a good idea to take Zach Parise out of the play around the net in your zone, but you have to do it legally, naturally. Nashville plays hard. I mean, they plays hard in their own end, and that was pretty vicious. You know what? Shea Weber does a lot of really terrific things. He's got a powerful shot. He's a terrific shutdown defenseman, and he has got a nasty edge to him. That was a little nasty. He definitely cross-checked him right into the net.
Power play for the Minnesota Wild is brought to you by Craftsman, and this is the part of the special teams that has gone well for Minnesota. Fourth best power play in the National Hockey League, Brian.
Yeah, this is a good matchup, Dave. Terrific power play, and Nashville has not allowed a power play goal against in 5 straight games.
Now their opponents 0 for 16 over that stretch after their penalty killing. Nashville's, that is, got off to a dreadful start the first 2 or 3 games. As Bartley, number 64, down in the corner for Nashville, knocked away, and here's Danny Heatley back on the second line for Minnesota tonight. Mike Joe saying maybe we have focused too much on the lack of production from our second line. We need to really try to have a different hero every night. It doesn't necessarily have to come from the first or second line. Granlund back out to the point. Now Scandella with it. Through traffic, couldn't get it through. Scandella kept it alive. Fontaine, Niederreiter, far side for a one-timer that missed the net on the glove side of Pecorine. Wild still have it. Now it comes to Niederreiter for a shot. What a save! Rebound goes wide. And Granlund now sets it up for a chance, and Rene stopped that one. Another opportunity by Niederreiter is turned aside by Pecorine. And wow, what a performance shorthanded by the Predators goaltender.
3 outstanding shots and opportunities for Minnesota. The first one by Granlund went over the net, but the next 2 outstanding stuff from Rene.
Now that puck hits a skate, and the Wild force it back up now as it's Hendricks with a chance. Comes off the pad of Josh Harding. Now Parise with it. 20 seconds remaining in the Weber penalty. Gostad along the boards. Puck is knocked down, and Koivu recovers. Suter sets it up. Spurgeon far side. Koivu in the middle of the ice for Pominville. Now Ekholm went down awkwardly, the young defenseman for the Preds. Shot here blocked by the stick of Gostad. They still alive. Pominville has it with a shot. Save made by Rene. Weber out of the box and back into the play. Wild trying to keep the pressure on it. Suter could not get to that puck to keep it in.
There were some tired penalty killers out there, too, and Nashville got a chance to get the forwards off anyway.
Spurgeon to the net, knocked aside by Rene, and he takes no chances. He covers up this puck that comes off the end board. Lots of activity in the Nashville zone during that Minnesota power play, but that man, Pecorine, keeping the game scoreless.
Great chances on the power play. Left side of your screen, Mikael Granlund blows that one over the net. He's got to hit the net there. Then watch Niederreiter. Terrific save there by Pecorine with traffic in front. And then the last one, a quick play with a deflection there by Parise. Just deflected that one as well, too. Terrific power play. 10 power play goals on the year. We got an icing call here against Nashville. The power play from Minnesota is really good. Here's that last chance. A terrific redirection there by Zach Parise. Minnesota keeps it really simple. Every power play says that. But they will pass to a guy who is partially covered in the slot area. But when you put it right on the tape, that guy gets it and spins it to the net anyway. They throw it down low and they do jam plays. Nothing fancy on the power play. It's effective.
Spurgeon got here, just missed the net. As Brodziak setting up a screen in front of Pecorine, who has been by far the busier goaltender. Now Brodziak tries the low shot in that is steered aside by Rene, and Wilson on the counterattack kind of overskated the puck himself. Now it's backhanded by Mitchell, number 17 for the Wild, into the Nashville zone. Ellis chips it up the far side. Cook is there to stop it for Minnesota. Now Granlund off the boards with it. Sets it back in on goal. And Rene hangs on to that as we go inside the glass, presented by Capital One. Here's Brian Engblom.
Dave, you talked about face-offs, the top 2 face-off teams in the league. We have 2 of the best in the game. Paul Gaustad is number one. Gaustad on your left. Look at the technique here. He gets down and he actually tries to use the butt end of his stick sometimes. There's so much leverage here. Two big men will show you the same look again. They lean into it. Gaustad at over 60%. Those are phenomenal numbers. One of the reasons that they acquired him last year at the trade deadline was that Gaustad is able to do things like that.
Yeah.
Mikko Koivu is a top 10 guy in that respect too. We're going to keep an eye on that as these guys battle for it. Winning possession off the faceoffs mean you get puck possession, you make the other team chase.
Cullen won the draw, but Minnesota got the puck back. The wraparound was stopped. And now it's cleared back to Matt Cullen, who skates it into the Minnesota zone. His pass hit a skate. Parise, Koivu back the other way. The other three Minnesota Wild coming up into the play late. Niederreiter with a shot. It was blocked. Weber got a stick in the way. Now Parise quickly tried to wheel it to the front and hit off the stick and onto the netting out of play.
Minnesota doing a good job of creating that team speed. They are a faster team. Off the face-off, Nashville wins it, but look at the pressure that Minnesota was able to put on there. They do a terrific job inside the zone, and then the rush later on with guys joining from behind. Niederreiter was caught in his own zone. He's the winger on that line. He came up on the play. It was actually a 4-on-2 momentarily, but they come away empty-handed.
Spaulding wins this draw for the Preds. Weber plays it around. It's deflected out to center ice. Hitting a stick on it was Nystrom, who had a shorthanded goal in Winnipeg the other night for the Predators in their 3-1 win. Now Spurgeon back to get it. Now Suter for Granlund, broken up just inside the Nashville zone. Shots are 9-1 Minnesota. And finally, Josh Harding says, hey, that's what the puck feels like. Hands it right off to Suter. For Spurgeon again, Brodin has not come back after taking that puck in the face. Give you an update on him as soon as we can. Another newcomer to this Nashville team, Victor Stahlberg, most recently of the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks, dumps it in and then heads to the bench on a change.
I had wanted to ask Zach Parise if this was going to be a high-tempo game or a patience game, Dave, but we didn't have time. You had to give the history of both teams while we were waiting for them to show up.
Right. Offside at the Nashville line.
We got another altercation. Clune back on the ice.
Well, you can call Star NHL to download NHL Game Center and get a free premium upgrade. Only on Verizon. Enjoy exclusives like free live NBC national games. Never be without hockey.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. Clune back out of the penalty box, got right in Suter's face, and you know nobody in Minnesota is going to let anybody, let alone Rich Clune, get in the face of Ryan Suter. Matt Cook has been constantly jawing at the Nashville bench. It's ugly early. I like it.
Well, you mentioned before we knew that Clune was going to be in the lineup that he's one of the more entertaining reasons to be down inside the glass.
Absolutely.
Fontaine with a shot, whistled up over the head of Rene and off the glass. Hornquist now able to force it deep into the Wild zone. Harding plays it around the far side. Now Klein with it to the net. Didn't get through. Bouncing puck. Gloved ahead by Prosser. Wilson battling for Nashville. Now Fontaine able to angle it off the boards past Legwand. Ekholm with it now for Klein. Puck is driven in behind the Wild net around the far side. Foster picks it up now. Well, Brian, the first goal is always important in games involving teams like this, but you wonder how much more important it is to the Wild to look up and see they have a 9-1 shot advantage if they don't happen to get the first goal of this game.
Exactly, yeah. It would hurt them a lot for sure. They're pressing.
Cullen with a shot and a save made by Harding. Just the second he's had to make as it's out of play. Scoreless here in St. Paul.
this game, offense was something you were looking for. Are you seeing what you want to see out there creating chances?
Yeah, we had one rush I think we could have executed a little bit better on, but we're getting up ice, we're getting some speed through the neutral zone, and we're getting some looks around the net, so we know it's going to be a tight checking game against these guys. We got to make sure we're working for our opportunities.
There's a little animosity and emotion in this game, too. Does your team do well in games like this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way you want to play it. It's a game of emotion, and I think we play at our best when we're playing that way.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
I like that response, Dave. Oh, yeah. I like that emotion.
Now, I mentioned the first meeting between these two teams was a 3-2 Nashville win. 4 goals were scored, Brian, in the first period of that game, including the eventual game winner, a penalty shot by Eric Nystrom. Spurgeon scored later in the second period to make it a 1-goal game, and it ended 3-2. That was the game where Backstrom went down with the injury. And Harding came in, and Harding's played in every game since as Stahlberg across the line, slides one in that Harding easily steers to the far side. Minnesota Wild at 3-3-3 through their first 9 games. Nashville at 5-3-1. I also mentioned identical numbers in terms of scoring, each team with 19 goals. Bartley played it off the boards. The penalty coming here. Rebound chance in front of Rene. And I think Ellis is going to go. He leaned on Niederreiter, and the puck was gone. Don't know if it'll be interference, but it will be a 2-minute minor.
Yeah, it's going to be boarding or checking from behind or something, because he definitely had the stick up, cross-check, whatever it's going to be called. Niederreiter was shaken up a little bit. Looks like he's okay coming back to the bench, but you could see the manner in which he went down. So Ellis, definitely a well-deserved penalty there. It was from in tight. It's not like he ran at him, but it's still a penalty.
This power play for the Wild brought to you by Las Vegas, as the shorthanded Predators able to send it down the ice. And Brian, we talk about special teams. Sometimes if they don't score for you, can provide momentum or take momentum away. The Wild seem to have gained some momentum. They've got the puck most of the time.
Yes.
Centering pass here goes through Koivu, and now Suter tried to send it to the front. Predators got a stick on it. It bounces all the way back to center ice.
They have a couple of different looks. They move guys around a lot. Jason Palmendale will be back like a defenseman. This time he's up with the forward. They got Spurgeon on the back end. They show you a lot of different things.
Koivu off the boards for Suter. Again, no Brodin. He took a puck to the face very early in this game, went down to the locker room. You know for sure he'd be out here on this power play situation with Suter, as Weber couldn't get it by his former defense mate, but now it's pushed out of there by Nystrom. Right back on the attack. The Wild offside at the Nashville line.
Zach Parise has had a strong first period. He always sets the tone. One of the best two-way wingers in the game. Speed through the zone. Passed it off the end wall. Tried to get his own rebound. Smart play. He goes into the tough areas. He is not shy. Terrific eye-hand coordination there. On the forecheck, turning pucks over. Using those smaller nets on the wraparound. Parise's been a force, as he always is.
Parise, the 17th overall pick in that tremendously deep 2003 draft. First pick, of course, of the New Jersey Devils. Signed here along with Ryan Suter in the summer of 2012. Here is Suter trying to get it to the net. Ooh, deflected, then hit off the outside of the post. Now Ekholm gets to it. He is Ekholm around the board. Suter trying to hold it in. Bourque jams him up. And the Wild back at center ice. Regrouping here. Half a minute remaining in the penalty, and now it's turned over. Cullen comes in. It's a nifty move there against Fontaine. Turns back to his forehand. Turns it off now for Klein. Klein waits for a better shooting angle. Waits and maybe one too many moves, and Granlund picked his pocket. Granlund now hands it off. Niederreiter drops it back. Heatley save. Rebound opportunity, and Rene able to keep that one out as well. Wild with pressure. Shot is blocked. Granlund sets it up. Wrong one-timer. Save made by Rene. Fontaine tried to wheel it to the front. Ellis is out of the box as Hendricks clears it ahead, and it's deflected back into the Minnesota zone. And the Wild once again, Brian, do everything except hit the back of the net.
Exactly. Some terrific looks. The first half of the penalty kill was great by Nashville because they never let them get in and get set up. Once Minnesota gets set up, they're deadly.
Bronziak took it away from Wilson. Now Seth Jones plays it around the boards for the Predators. Scoreless game, 6:25 remaining in the first. Wild have had 2 power plays. Preds have not had a man advantage yet. Big shot advantage for the Wild at 13-2. Now Legwand lays it back into the Wild zone. Prosser has it there. Legwand had to go off his stick. Scandella lost it. Brodziak just lobs it back through center ice. Shea Weber back to pick it up.
If Harding doesn't get any shots soon, he's going to be up on the rush.
Yes. Legwand off the boards. Stoner lobs it back the other way. Rene comes out to settle it down for his defense. Line plays it around on the far side. Too far for Nystrom to get to it. Now the Predators in some trouble again. Good forecheck here by the Wild. Stefan Veilleux trying to get in there. Cleared off the boards and deflected out to center ice by Stallberg. Picked up by Spalling. Spalling shot. That was blocked. And Spalling will drop it back to center ice. Bartley now for Ellis. Stoner stepped up on him with a good hit. Stallberg out of the corner trying to make something happen. Gets the puck back, goes down. Fontaine saying, not me. And usually when a player puts his arm out and says, not me, that means he's going to the box. Power play Preds when we come back.
We're going to see the penalty kill of Minnesota Wild because Justin Fontaine reaches in right there, and yep, that's a tripping penalty 100% of the time. Prior to that, on the penalty kill, you see that quick redirection off the skate of Kevin Klein. The Suter shot had Rene moving, and the goalpost was his friend. This is a big penalty kill for Minnesota for the reasons that you said, Dave. They had so much pressure, so many chances, so much puck possession on their power plays. Now they cannot afford to give one up when they hardly had any shots on goal.
And Kanafka, who's terrific on the draws as well as with the fists that we saw earlier, won that draw, but Nashville keeps it in. And here is Cullen now, going to work on the half wall, hands it off down low. Gabriel Bourque, Cullen, Smith trying to get to it. Brodziak able to work it free, and Prosser sends it all the way down the ice. Cullen. It ahead for Wilson, who skates it into the Minnesota zone. Wilson able to settle it down. Cullen hands it off far side. Snap pass to the front of the net. Didn't get there. Blocked along the end boards, but the Preds recover. Now it's knocked away and cleared by Mitchell to center ice.
Wilson just wasn't sharp there. He just looked up for a second. Puck rolled off his stick and a turnover and out of the zone. Wasted time on the power play. Not much momentum, and the big guys for Nashville haven't had the puck on their stick, and you can tell they're still a little rusty, and there's only 4 minutes to go in the first.
Ryan Ellis, the 2011 Canadian Major Junior Player of the Year. Out on the first part of the power play. Now he goes to the bench. Some changes made. Here's Legwand with it to the front. Redirected off the stick of Stallberg. Koivu trying to clear. Parise able to get it out to center ice. He's one-on-one against Shea Weber. Pretty good matchup there, and Weber wins that one.
Great stick by Weber. He's so hard to get around.
Now Legwand hands it off. Stallberg slides it in. Pass in. Rebound. Didn't quite get to the front. Now Seth Jones with it. Cross for Weber. Pass intended for Legwand. Deflected to the corner. Now Stoner gets to it. Stallberg, good job to get right on him. Legwand gets it back, angles it off the boards, under 10 seconds remaining. And the power play for the Preds, and they couldn't keep it in the zone. Now Jones skates it back into his own zone, knowing that there's some changes. We'll regroup here, and the crowd at Xcel Energy Center appreciates the penalty kill of the Wild.
They really kept Nashville off balance, but Nashville kept themselves off balance too. They're just not handling the puck very well.
Harding did not have to make a save. Now set up here for Pominville. One-timer was blocked. Pominville gets it back to the line. Prosser decides to intensely shoot it in wide. Ekholm couldn't get to it. Centering pass, good stick there by Klein. Would have been a terrific scoring chance for the Wild. In close now on the rush. Here's Nystrom. Waits, stumbles, over skates. Suter takes it off his skate, calmly spins away from the pressure. Puts it off to Fontaine. Now it's pushed ahead for Brodziak. And he tried to get it through Seth Jones, who played it well.
He did, and that was a dangerous play because it was a slow bouncing puck. If he misses it, it's breakaway for Brodziak. Dangerous. You have to make that 1 second decision. Do I go or do I back up?
Now Bork across the line. That's a slide it across for Cullen. That was well read by Spurgeon. Now Fontaine. It's it along the boards. 45 remaining in the period, and the puck recovered here by Seth Jones. The 19-year-old will send it deep into the Minnesota end. And the game-winning goal in Montreal to start this road trip for the Nashville Predators. Came late in regulation. Great move followed by a great shot. Now Smith, who went to the USA orientation camp for the Olympic team. Now to the front of the net. Smith was covered there. Fontaine sends it back the other way off the boards into the Nashville zone. Icing, yes. So the Wild trying to make a change will not be able to do that.
Some good solid play on the blue line. This is the play I was talking about. See, it's a bouncing puck. Jones has to make up his mind. Do I stay up or do I back off? Doesn't look like much, but he does. Watch the right side of your screen. Watch Klein come across and read the play. He's one of the best shot blockers in the game because he understands who the dangerous guy is, and he's already moving towards him. That's really good stuff. That was a big one-timer there that he blocked.
Spurgeon tries to clear, knocked down by Wilson's stick. Now out to the line, a big shot there by Weber. And that stung the Minnesota player, Scandella, that blocked it. Another one gets through and a save made by Harding, and he'll hold it.
Scandella can't put any weight. It looks like that left leg or left hip. Yeah, he's limping up, limping off the ice. That was a big block. Everybody in the NHL sacrificed themselves. Watch 6 red right in the middle, and that is Shea Weber, and that is not fun. Shea Weber, one of the hardest, heaviest shooters in the game, inside of the foot.
Already without Brodin, and we don't know the status of Jonas Brodin, whether he'll be back. As the Wild control this draw in their own zone, and it's out to the line and not out of the zone. Nystrom, good job to hold it in. As the Nashville trying to get a little presence in the offensive zone. They haven't had much. Shot 13-3 is Niederreiter back the other way for the Wild. Angles it off the boards. Parisi in there. Weber on him. And the puck over the glass out of play.
Jonas Brodin has not come back from that injury, and he took a puck in the mouth. Right side of your screen, it's just a dump in. And it's just one of those plays that wasn't on purpose. Bork under a little bit of pressure trying to throw the puck in hard, and it just came right up off his stick, right up under the visor. Looked like it hit Brodin right in the mouth, and we haven't seen him back since. So 5 defensemen for Minnesota already.
Now Gostad angles it back off the boards into his own zone after the faceoff. Spaulding takes it wide. Locked up on the glass. Final 20 seconds of this period. Now Suter hands it off for Niederreiter. First shot blocked. Niederreiter again rolls it in deep. Parisi's there. Hands it off now for Stoner, who moves in. Now Koivu trying to get it to the front. And the horn sounds to end this first 20 minutes. And there's the man of the hour in the first 20 minutes of this, as we invite you to stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission Report, as Russ, Mike, and Keith will talk about Pekka Rinne standing tall. And they'll talk about another goaltender, Henrik Lundqvist of the Rangers. Is he on the mend? Missed a couple of practices. All that coming your way in the Intermission Report on the other side of this. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Back here in St. Paul, Minnesota, Dave Strader, Brian Engblom, and of course with Jonas Brodin, who eats up about 25 minutes of ice time out, Brian. It affects all areas, but especially on the power play.
Yeah, for sure. He's out there on the power play. He moves the puck so well, but being hurt in that first period, it means Justin Fontaine saw some time on the power play back on the point. Now, he's a forward. He's got some good hands, but The problem is when you get a forward back on defense in your own zone, you can be susceptible as well. You see him down low behind the net, number 14. He doesn't know exactly how to play the good body position and play well in front of the net. He got away with it a couple of times. We'll have to keep an eye on how that power play goes and if Nashville tries to challenge them.
Second period underway, and we did see Marco Scandella, number 6 for the Wild, come out to start this second period. He was skating around a bit, testing that lower body that was impacted by the shot of Shea Weber.
Yeah, it's a good thing they weren't down to 4 defensemen for the last 2 periods. Tough it up to 5.
Dahlberg across the line, lost it, nearly got it back, and now Bronziak. But the Wild takes it back into the Nashville zone. Forced wide by Ellis. Bronziak does a good job, though. Gets it back to Parise. It's off his stick and out to center ice. Rubbed down by Ellis. Pushes it ahead into the Minnesota zone. And now Spurgeon drops it back for Suter. So for now it's the right-hand shooting Jared Spurgeon. The puck hits another one of those stanchions, Brian, this time on the other side of that net. And Pecorine was alert to see it and jumped right back.
You saw it happen a couple times in the first period. We saw Harding stay in the net on shoot-around. So very dangerous for goaltenders here when the puck goes around the glass. Takes funny bounces out in the middle sometimes.
Spurgeon backing up, throws it across. Suter. Think wide now for Parise. Picks it up off the board. Parise, his pass is blocked to the far corner. Niederreiter will chase it down. Sends it in deep for Koivu. Koivu throws it back along the boards behind Pecorine, and now Seth Jones able to bounce it out to center ice. Gabriel Bourque plays it ahead into the Wild zone. Shot for 13-3. Minnesota in that first period.
Zach Parise went down in front of the net, and the Nashville Predators players were yelling at him that he should just stay on his feet, that he was trying to draw a penalty, and it was embarrassing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going back and forth between these two teams.
Now Legwand rolls it in on Harding. Steers it to the far board. Hornquist put it right back toward the net, and it goes up on the netting, out of play. Well, beginning Friday, November 1st, don't miss 2 days of world-class thoroughbred racing, and the Breeders' Cup coverage begins on NBCSN, leading up to the Classic in prime time Saturday, November 2nd on NBC.
Zach Parise is always down around the net in the offensive zone, trying to get some position there. He gets pushed a little bit. He gets tweaked around. He did get pulled down there. There was no way he could stay on his feet, but Nashville guys were just in his ear afterward.
Yeah. That was Weber, too, I think, that got him, Brian. He's been head-to-head with Parise quite a bit. No surprise that matchup is one that Coach Trotz would try to get.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And Weber plays very much man-on-man. He's very physical in front of his own net.
Now Bartley could not hold that puck in. And, of course, that's a matchup we expect to see in Sochi at the upcoming Olympics in February. As this puck into the glove of Harding, and he will hold it there as Parise will be part of Team USA, and Weber, of course, Team Canada.
There's Rich Clune. He got into it with Konopka in the first period, and they've had words since that time, and you know they're looking at each other, and I think they're just looking for the right time in the game to go at each other again. Clune enjoys that. He really does. He doesn't get as much ice time as Konopka, so Konopka's the one who really has to think about it because he's good on face-offs. He gets his regular shift on the fourth line. Clune doesn't as often.
Now Prosser sends it back the other way in front of the Minnesota bench. Backhanded by Spalling, and Harding will slow this one down. Stoner backhands it ahead, and now Bronziak plays it ahead for Cook. Cook across the line. 3 goals, 3 assists on the season for Cook. He has 2 of the 3 Minnesota game-winning goals in the early part of the season.
Yeah, they've shuffled their lines around a couple of times. Minnesota has, looking for goals, and Cook's done a good job of doing just what he does right there. He gets in on the puck, he works the walls, is when he gets to the front of the net.
And Cook's shot deflects out of play. Well, tomorrow here on NBCSN, it is Wednesday night rivalry night, a rivalry that goes back a long ways. The Boston Bruins, the Buffalo Sabres. Coverage begins with NHL rivals at 6:30 Eastern. San Jose and Boston on the NHL Network, and back here on NBCSN. How about this? the home opener for the New York Rangers. They take on Montreal, 6:30 Eastern Time. Coverage begins with NHL Live as the third and final phase of the construction at Madison Square Garden will be complete.
I'm anxious to see that.
Yeah. Supposed to be quite the broadcast location that has been created.
Nothing changes for me.
That's right. We're putting you in the same spot.
Yep.
Jones going back after it. Parisi on him. Hands it off quick. Centering attempt for Niederreiter. That would have been a great scoring chance if that pass worked out. Now Bourque plays it back the other way. Now Suter drops it back for Spurgeon. Now Suter right side. Parisi shot. Blocked wide of the Nashville goal. No scoreless here. 4.5 minutes into the second period. And the second of 5 meetings between these two teams that now reside in the newly remodeled Central Division. Lead pass from Bourque. Oh, what a nice pass by Seth Jones.
He was looking everybody off. He was looking one direction, and at the last minute, threaded it right through to Bourque.
Now Granlund able to hit Pominville just off the bench. First shot here, save Rene. The rebound ends up in the corner. Pominville back to the line with it. Stoner sends it in deep. Now Granlund below the goal line, put it out front. And the Predators do a good job getting their sticks in the way.
Some of the best scoring chances in second periods are like what Pominville had. When you're a forward, you jump into the zone automatically on the line change. When the defending team doesn't often see you, they lose track of line change, guys, and you get good scoring chances.
Scandella back out here taking his regular shift. Lays it ahead for Pominville. Walker saved by Pecorine. Pominville with 3 goals on the season. All have come on the power play. Ekholm plays it to center ice for the Predators. And Bayeux sends it right back into the Nashville zone. Bayeux with it in the corner. Hands it off for Torrey Mitchell. Back for Bayeux, the shot on the angle, deflected by Rene. Now Mitchell gets to it. Just what Mike Yeo was talking about, Brian. Play down low in the offensive zone. This is what he wants to see more of.
No doubt. They were using the points too much before, and the points were covered closely. The shots weren't getting through, and it was turnover, and out.
Now Mitchell with it again. Bayeux has the stick ready, but the shot was blocked. It bounces away from Mitchell. He'll track it down in the corner.
You see how tough it is, though. Nashville's very good man-on-man down low. They stay with their guys. They're right next to them, so even when there's a quick pass in the corner out in front, there's a shot block.
Now Mitchell, a little fake there on Klein, trying to get some space. There's not a lot. Oh, good stop there by Pecorine, just inside the goalpost with the glove. Pressure still on here by the Wild as Bayeux tried to get a shot off while he was down on the ice, and finally Ekholm skates it out to center ice and bounces it down to the Minnesota goaltender. The crowd appreciating the work, but a turnover here. Gaustad now. That shot was blocked by Prosser. Gaustad gets it back behind the Minnesota net, wheels it out in front, and it bounces onto the stick of Niederreiter, who starts it back the other way. Suter bounces it in wide of the Nashville goal. Now Parisi with it. Parisi, and that's deflected over the boards and out of play. Scoreless on St. Paul. Well, here in St. Paul, the Wild are highlighting the NHL's Hockey Fights Cancer Initiative. With tonight's game, you see the Wild coaches wearing lavender ties and the players with lavender hockey tape on their sticks. And you may have noticed the dasher boards around the ice all feature lavender sponsor logos. An initiative started by the NHL back in 1998. Part of the biggest assist happens off the ice. As the National Hockey League and the NHLPA do so much to give back to the communities they play in, as this puck is covered up by Harding. And let's go inside the glass, presented by Progressive Insurance. Here's Brian Engblom.
We're keeping an eye on the teenager, Seth Jones, the youngest defenseman in the National Hockey League. And his night so far, he's really good under pressure. He skates very well. Look at him protect the puck coming out. That last couple of feet make all the difference. The long pass right on the tape, that's what you look for. Good play at the blue line. It was a tough gamble, and he made it work. And then looking Minnesota players off and then throwing that pass that Bourque just couldn't quite handle at the end. Oh, good stuff.
Covered up here by Harding. And, of course, Seth Jones, general manager David Poyle, also has that role with Hockey USA for the Olympic team, and what an interesting decision. Now, he did go to the orientation camp. Well, that is a big, big step.
For sure. I mean, and he just came back from, the World Juniors. He was terrific in the World Juniors for Team USA. They won the gold medal, so they want him there. They know he knows the big ice surface.
Yep.
Obviously, he's looking like a future star. So, it's a possibility. He could stick with that team and go to Sochi. We'll see.
And, of course, the World Juniors held in Ufa, Russia.
So he's used to the food.
Absolutely. That's right. Now Stallberg trying to show some of that speed of his. Sends it in on Harding, who calmly steers it up off the glass. Stallberg with it again on the backhand. Throws it out all the way to the point. Here's Klein. Couldn't settle the puck down cleanly. Played it off the end boards. And now the Wild get to it. It's out to center ice. Zach Parise has it there across for Scandella. Again, the Wild down to 5 defensemen. Jonas Brodin taking a puck in the mouth. First period here is not returned. Now Bourque trying to get on the forecheck for the Predators. 3 shots in the first. They've had 3 here in the second. This one does not get through. Now it's picked up by Bourque again. Fanned on it. Now Koivu. So good in his own zone. Plays it around for Parise. And the pass for Niederreiter was just behind him. Seth Jones there under pressure. Little spin-a-rama move.
Nice protection move there.
Good stick here by Smith. Well, you mentioned Seth Jones and his familiarity with the big ice. That's a concern for all of the NHL general managers as they put their teams together. And the lead pass here for Jones almost had the breakaway just off his stick. And Harding didn't get quite the wood on that pass that he wanted to, but got away with it.
What a chance he missed there, though, because Minnesota was up on the play. They got their signals crossed, and nobody was covering up on defense. Jones jumped up on the play. I think he took his eye off the puck just for a second. Jack Daniels' RoboCam just shows that he was jumping up on the play, but it was off the backhand. And that's one of the things about being a right-handed guy on the left side. Here's the spin-a-rama move. Now, that's one of the things that works in his favor when he's playing on the offside, because his stick is in the middle. So when he makes that spin-a-rama, he's doing the safe thing and taking it into the corner. That was a good little move there. But then when he had a chance to jump up, it went off the backhand side of the stick, and he wasn't able to control it.
Bounces away from Wilson. The play is offside. Well, you can download the NBC Sports Live Extra app to watch the game live on your phone or tablet, plus have access to live chats with experts from Pro Hockey Talk. The NBC Sports Live Extra app on NBCSports.com/live extra and NHL.com. Approaching the halfway mark of the second period. Both coaches this morning at the morning skate talked about what kind of game it was going to be. There's a shot here, changes direction on Pecorine. Both expected it was going to be a grind. It was going to be tough to get scoring chances.
Kevin Klein has done a heck of a job blocking shots in this game, too. That was him, I think, that got that one-timer off his foot. That was a really dangerous situation there for Nashville.
Now Prosser again off the stick of Pominville, and Klein recovers for the Predators. Ekholm banks it ahead. It skips over the stick of Wilson. Now Granlund hands it off Bayeux, and that shot goes wide. All the way around the boards, and Prosser had to hustle so that he wasn't caught for too many men on the ice. Bayeux across the line, far side, one-timer on the way, and Pecorine got some help there from his defenseman, Victor Bartley, who got a stick in the way. As tempers get a little bit short here, but they will be separated as we step away from this scoreless game.
Period, your goaltender was the best player on the ice. It looks like you're giving a little better protection in this second period. What adjustments have you made there?
Well, we weren't battling in the first period. There was too many one-on-one battles. We lost them all, turned way too many pucks over, and you just can't get any momentum. And I just thought we were playing really slow. They were winning all the races, so we're just trying to get engaged here. Maybe we look a little tired, but no excuse. We got to just battle a little harder, funnel pucks to the net, and play more of a deep game.
Thank you. David, makes sense. They played back-to-back games. Montreal one night, Winnipeg the next. That's tough back-to-back. and they survived that and played well the second night. Sometimes it catches up to you the next day or two. They did look tired in the first.
Now Granlund makes a spin move on Gaustad. Throws it to the front. Here is Heatley with it. He tried to backhand it to the front of the net. Picked up by Pominville. And now it's onto the stick of Hendricks, and he starts it back the other way. Angles it off the boards now into the Minnesota zone. Clune in there with a big hit on the forecheck. Clune a centering pass for Gaustad. Puck is knocked down, and Clune just missed it as he tried to pick it up. Well, Clune has been a physical factor in this game. Of course, he was picked up on waivers just before the shortened season last January from the LA Kings. Out of the lineup for the last 4 or 5 games because of an injury, but put back in the lineup by Barry Trotz to replace the youngster Philip Forsberg, who they felt they weren't just getting enough consistency out of. Barry Trotz, very honest as he was. We get an icing call here.
You want to get a good forecheck going if you're not doing good things offensively, and Nashville hasn't had much going. Well, Clune comes in, he doesn't even slow down. Prosser does a decent job of protecting himself. He realizes that Clune's on a mission here to seek and destroy as much as he can, making some contact in the offensive side of things. And there's Harding swimming around in the crease area with not enough time for Nashville for their liking to getting in on the offense and getting any chances.
Greasy able to clear this puck out of there, because you look at the stat sheet and Clune has played 1 minute and 15 seconds, but you've known all the time he's out there. Here come the Wild on the rush, right to the blue paint, knocked away by Rinne. Now Spurgeon.
Rinne's got no stick, he had it knocked out of his hand.
Koivu back to the line, Suter sends it in toward the net just wide. And the goal stick is back along the end boards. Weber able to push it to him. Now Rinne has it. Suter with a shot. And Rinne with all of his equipment and gear.
He had trouble getting that stick again, though, Dave. Weber was trying to shovel it to him. The puck was live along the far side boards. And he just got it in time and got refocused. Good job by Weber to string that original play out. And then that's where he lost the stick. He got it all jammed up in front of the net. Rinne, that is. He had to wait for a couple of seconds, make one save without the stick. And boy, has he been sharp in this game tonight.
Many people, of course, consider him the favorite to be the starting goaltender for the Finnish Olympic team. But how about the start of the year that Antti Niemi has had with San Jose? And how about the save he made on Todd Bertuzzi in the shootout last night? I mean, it was just spectacular. Fontaine sends it to the front.
Reminded me of Dominic Hasek.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, you know what? It was kind of a good gamble, Dave, because in those situations, players are taught to roof it. And so he just stuck his leg up in the air. There's all kinds of room on the ice. He played the odds. He was beaten on the play, and then he wasn't.
Ekholm able to send it out to Gabriel Bourque. Now here's Klein jumping up on the play. Hammers one that is blocked up on the netting and out of play. Sunday morning at 5 Eastern, Formula One World Championship continues live on NBCSN with the Artel Indian Grand Prix. And November 17th, Formula One Racing returns to America for the United States Grand Prix on NBC.
Let's keep an eye on 39 red and 16 white. That's Prosser and Clune. They were jawing at each other almost the entire time here at the bench.
It's like they're continuing the conversation as this puck is dropped. And of course, Kanopka is out there, who battled with Clune earlier in this game as that puck just does catch the glass.
I wonder, when Clune doesn't play, I wonder who he talks to.
There's Stoner now. That bounces off the end boards and now cleared by the Predators out to the line. Kicked at by Prosser. He kept it in. Now Stoner, nice little toe drag move, but didn't quite keep possession of it. And now Ellis back behind his own net with under 7 minutes to go. Shots are now 20-6. Minnesota in this scoreless game. And here comes Kanopka. Trying to roll it to the front. Bayou is there for Kanopka again. And good back in deep. Bayou is there. Hornquist trying to tie him up. Now Pominville swoops in for the Wild.
More of the cycle stuff that Minnesota wanted to do. They are achieving that. And it wears down the defense of Nashville. And some of their guys play a lot. Klein plays a lot. Weber plays a lot. Jones plays a lot.
Here's Pominville. Hands it off. Granlund on the move. And the shot blocked. There's Klein again.
He is such an underrated guy. Kevin Klein blocks so many shots, but his reads of the play and how he closes down on people so quickly, he's really a strong defenseman.
Guy that only played 18 games in the National Hockey League his first 4 years pro. Had to pay his dues in the minors, but underrated but valuable to this Nashville team in this scoreless game. Let's take a look at our storyline presented by Sprint.
Pekka Rinne has been the best player on the ice by far. He was busy in the first period. He's seen 2 or 3 of about every category of shots that you can get. He has some of the quickest legs in the National Hockey League, especially for a guy who's 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's made the save every which way. Paddle down, gloves, blockers, quick legs, outstanding stuff. That's why it's still 0-0.
And what a benefit for Barry Trotz on a night when he says, although it's no excuse, his team looks a little tired, to have a fresh Pekka Rinne, because Carter Hutton, the backup, was able to come in his first start for the Nashville Predators, get a win in Winnipeg. Now Smith far side, one-timer kind of misfired off the boards.
It was wobbling a little bit. That was Cullen trying to one-time it.
Now Granlund back on the rush for Heatley. Heatley hangs on, dumps it down low. Backhanded by Granlund over the far side. Good job by the youngster at Cole. And this will be icing though against the Nashville Predators.
Yeah, this is kind of a survive, hang in there and see what happens for Nashville. Minnesota's the one that's under the gun, trying to score some goals, and they're at home. Barry Trotz, when I talked to him and you heard his answer, you could see that I'm sure he wasn't very happy in that first intermission. I'm sure he had some words for his players, and it looks like Barry has called the time out here. He had some tired players out there.
You know, we talked about new additions in terms of players for the Nashville Predators. Another significant addition came on the coaching staff. There's Phil Housing, one of the all-time great U.S.-born players to ever play in the National Hockey League. Second in points by an American-born player, only to the great Mike Modano, member of the double IHF Hall of Fame, played in a couple of Canada Cup, World Championships, won a silver with USA in Salt Lake City. And Brian, it's not just a defenseman, but everybody in that locker room, when we were talking to some of the Predators this morning, they talked about the addition of Phil Housing and what he's meant in practice and in game situations.
Yeah, Barry Trotz really likes having him on the staff because he does help everybody. He had Seth Jones as coach of the U.S. Olympic junior team that won the gold medal. So he knows Seth and he can help him. And being a former defenseman and a terrific offensive defense, over 1,200 points for Housing.
Yeah.
He also helps guys like Shea Weber on when to jump on with the play. He recognizes little nuances offensively. When to jump up and how long to stay in the offensive zone and when to get back out. All those things he knows by experience. Nearly 1,500 games over 21 years for Housing.
Fontaine trying to spin away from Ekholm. When you look at the total body of work for Housing, hard to believe he hasn't gotten a call yet from the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's definitely should be a consideration. There is no doubt about that. His wife, Karen, is a Minnesota State Senator.
Yes. Yep. He's in attendance at the game here tonight. Now Suter leaves it around, and Hornquist gets a skate on it. Suter pushes it along. And Koivu hands it off now for Spurgeon, jumping up into the play. Back for Parise, and Pekka Rinne just makes it look easy. Well, I know the guys in the studio were talking about this past draft, and Nathan MacKinnon has performed extremely well for Colorado, and really at the end was not a surprise that he went number 1. The surprise, I think, for everybody in terms of Seth Jones, Brian, was that he went all the way down to number 4 and kind of fell in Nashville's lap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he's obviously turning out to be a tremendous. Sometimes you look at defensemen, you know it's going to take a little bit longer for them to develop, although this guy has stepped in and done it right away. Nobody knew that in advance. For Florida, they knew they needed a centerman, too. They took Barkov because they lost Stephen Weiss, so I can understand that. And Tampa went with Druin because they liked his offensive skills and they wanted to add to that offensive flair, I guess. So, we'll see how it all sorts out, of course, but everybody has basically gotten what they wanted so far, except for really Druin, who got sent back to junior. They'll have to wait on him a little bit. But, they did the same thing with Steven Stamkos, who his first year was, didn't get much ice time either. That's worked out pretty well.
Jammed up just inside the Nashville zone. Bartley has it now for the Predators. Angles it off the boards. Good keep in here by Bayeux. Bayeux with a shot that's steered aside by Rinne. This is the line that really had the good cycle going earlier in the period. Mitchell, Bayeux, and Kanapka. Now Bayeux from behind the net. Stahlberg leaning on him out to the line. Suter. Back to Suter straight away. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Now gets it off. It was blocked. On his backhand, he tries to slide it through. Victor Stahlberg pushes it back up ice. Tries to send it across for Spalling. There's been 3 power plays in this game. 2 for the Wild and 1 for the Preds. But nothing here in this second period. And Smith sends it along the boards. Ekholm has played a couple of years in the Swedish Elite League. As the Wild come right back. Granlund with a shot. And Rinne just got enough of that.
They're really getting penetration now. Nashville's backing in more and more all the time on the rush. And Minnesota's getting some good looks at the net.
Now Pominville again. Nystrom pokes it away. Up the boards now for Spalling. Glove down by Smith. Gets it through. Here's Nystrom with a chance at Harding. With his most dangerous opportunity of the night, comes up with a huge save with 2:15 remaining in the second period.
Really dangerous, and a nicely timed pass by Smith to Nystrom. That's what it was about. Nystrom knifing through the middle, Smith drawing the attention and then just flipping it through, getting the puck through the defense and past Stoner to allow Nystrom to get that chance. And then prior to that, see, look at the penetration on the rush there by Minnesota, and another big save there by Pekka Rinne. Nystrom got a nice goal on a shorthanded 2-on-1 up in Winnipeg the other night to get them going. Another nice addition. Big, strong guy, penalty killer, tough guy. Adds some speed, too.
Shot here by Jones, deflected up on the netting and out of play.
Yeah, some of the additions like Matt Cullen, who was added to this team as a free agent. He and Victor Stahlberg, Nystrom, all new guys. Stahlberg is one of the fastest guys in the National Hockey League. Nashville needed to get quicker. They needed to get deeper up front, and they felt they've really done that. Stahlberg was injured at the beginning of the year. Is not really on top of his game. He's kind of playing his way into his game right now. They need him to get better, faster.
Icing here, Matt Hendricks, another guy that we talked to this morning, Brian. Another addition to this Nashville team, a native of Blaine, Minnesota, originally drafted by the Predators, but didn't initially play for them. So another guy that fits that mold, because Barry Trotz said, yes, we are playing a little quicker, a little faster game. Well, it seems you have to, especially in this Western Conference.
Yeah, and you have to play with some bite. You know, that's a word that coaches like to use now, especially here in the West. And, Matt Hendricks, who played for Washington Capitals last year, he provides that. He's a really good penalty killer. He's feisty, and he's physical, and you need that shift after shift, especially from third or /fourth line guys.
Here is Smith on the attack into the offensive zone, tries to get into the front. It's covered up by Harding, who's run into the puck, comes free. And it's sent back down to Smith. Oh, good stick there by Spurgeon as Smith trying to set up Bourque. And all of a sudden, a little bit of jump from the Nashville Predators. Minute and a half remaining here in the second period.
Well, it's those turnovers as you start to come out of your zone that really double-cross everybody. Nashville turned a couple over there and put Minnesota under pressure.
Ekholm slides it across Cullen, drops it back. Back for Cullen. Oh, he tried to set up Ekholm, the young defenseman who had jumped up on the play. And the Wild counter now with Parisi. Sends it far side. Stoner to the front. Changes direction. Rebound. Goal! Off the glove of Rinne. And Fontaine follows up. And the Wild late in the second period with a 1-0 lead.
With all the rubber Minnesota has thrown at the net, they needed to get more chances down low, and one of the few mishandled pucks by Pekka Rinne on the initial shot. Parise stops up, but it's the mishandle here by Rinne, and the Nashville defense just don't do a good job. They're assuming that their goaltender is going to make the save, and it's Seth Jones who doesn't turn around and pick up Justin Fontaine, who gets the loose change and throws it over the leg of Pekka Rinne. Finally, the dam breaks for Minnesota.
Second of the season for Fontaine.
1 minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute.
Another chance here goes wide of the Nashville goal as the Wild come right back into the Predators' end of the ice. Got to keep this momentum going.
Scoring for
So Harding made that big save moments ago, Brian. He hasn't seen much in terms of dangerous chances on the part of the Predators at all throughout this game. And he makes that big save to keep it scoreless. And then Fontaine with his second goal of the season. And his collegiate hockey at Minnesota Duluth.
Pecorino has been so good in goal. It's almost as if Nashville lapsed for a second and went, oh, he's got this one. And then they just weren't careful. Didn't turn around, didn't pick up people in front. Jones had his back to Fontaine, and Fontaine's timing was perfect.
Now Pominville gets the return pass from Suter, trying to go back to the Minnesota defenseman, and now back the other way is Hornquist. Across the line with Clune. Hornquist backhands it in on Harding. Turns that aside. Quick centering pass on the Wild there as the horn sounds to end the second period.
One more look at the goal here. On the rush, a couple of forwards are caught for Nashville. Puck's on the left side. Now watch the defense of Nashville come back. And Rene doesn't quite handle it smoothly. And there's bodies in front for Nashville, but nobody looks around for Fontaine. And he finally scores.
Stoner and Parisi with the assist on the goal by Fontaine. The Discover Cards second intermission report coming up as Russ, Mike, and Keith will talk about a big night for Phil Kessel. Speaking of U.S. Olympians. That and much more coming up on our Discover Cards second intermission report after 40 minutes here in St. Paul. 1-0 Wild. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless partner of the NHL. 1-0 Wild here on home ice heading into the third period. Thanks largely for Nashville to be only one goal back because of Pecorino. Here's our fast recovery brought to you by Advil.
He's had so many fast recoveries in this game. He truly has been outstanding. Only one mistake he's made. He's been under siege. The first period, they just came at him in waves. He's got it from behind the net, in the crease area, shots on the rush. Only one little bit of a bobble, and he didn't get enough support, and he's down by one. But his recovery time has been terrific, better than his teammates.
Advil as fast as it is strong. Well, the third period begins with Wozniak between Cook and Niederreiter. So it looks like Niederreiter has dropped down to that third line, and Justin Fontaine, who has the goal, has moved up with Koivu and Parisi as Mike Yeo trying to find the combination that will have success offensively.
Fontaine a little bit everywhere, on the point, a little bit on the power play. Yeah. Now moving up the line as well, too. When you are struggling, anybody who shows a glimmer, you have to give them more ice time and give them a shot.
Mentioned he played his collegiate hockey at Minnesota Duluth, Justin Fontaine, a couple years in the Wild's minor league organization, Houston. Smith back the other way, and that is gobbled up by Harding. He will hold it there.
Josh Harding obviously has done his share too. He hasn't exactly had a lot of shots. He's had a couple of tough situations, but when you look at his numbers coming into this game, I mean, his goals against average right at the top of the food chain in the National Hockey League. And he allowed one 5-on-5 goal so far this year, and he's played in 7 games. Only one 5-on-5.
Amazing. Just a year removed from his diagnosis with multiple sclerosis. Missed a couple of months of the shortened season last year as they tried to find the right combination of medications to allow him to play, as this will be an icing call here. Talking to Mike Yeo this morning, his coach, about Harding. I mean, Josh Harding doesn't talk about the condition anymore. I mean, he's doing a lot of work away from the ice to raise awareness on MS. But Mike Yeo said the thing we have to be careful of, like with all players, rest, hydration, making sure that he's getting his proper reps, especially now, as you mentioned, Brian, he's playing 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
They did give him one start off, but he ended up having to go into that game and replace Darcy Kemper, who had a rough start in Toronto, I believe it was. So,
and some of the medication that he takes is about his energy level to help him.
Harding makes another save there as it's back out to center ice. Just a remarkable story, though, that he is competing at this highest level. Is Book now, along with Cullen on the forecheck for the Preds. Rolled out in front of Harding momentarily, pushed to the board. Now back out to the line. Weber slides it across. Hooked into the net. Harding, yes, he's got it.
That was deflected right at the net, too. I think Smith got a piece of that. Shea Weber is as good as it gets at passing the puck right along the blue line too, and Jones, who gets a feel for him, top left of your screen is Weber. He doesn't have an avenue, but he gets it across and right on the tape for Jones. Jones lets it go. We'll get a better look there. That was deflected at least once. Real nice job there by Harding tracking that one and collapsing down on it. You know that Nashville's going to want to get the puck back to the point to Weber or to Jones whenever they can. Both of them will have big bombs from the point, and they haven't been able to generate much down low. Here's a face-off, and they blew the whistle. Yeah. Face-offs have been big, and Nashville's had the edge, mostly because of Legwand and Gostad, who are both at 67% after 2 periods.
Just to finish up on Harding and the numbers, his goals against average, Brian, second in the National Hockey League, only to J.S. Giguère, who's had a couple of shutouts in his, 3 performances, including one last night here on NBCSN with the Avalanche winning 1-0 in Pittsburgh.
Quite a story, yeah.
Back to the line, Klein with a shot. Wilson tried to redirect, couldn't make contact with it, and now the Wild back the other way. 2 minutes into this third period. Brian, I mentioned it briefly at the top. First game back from a long road trip for the Minnesota Wild. That's often a troublesome game for the home team.
Yes,
exactly. They have played well tonight.
They have, and at this point, when they're up 1-0 in this game, getting the balance right of protecting the 1-goal lead without sitting back too much and allowing Nashville skilled players to start getting the feel of it and start putting too much pressure on them. It's that fine line balance.
Harding will hold on to this puck here.
Faceoffs have been a big story. We talked about Nashville being just a hair ahead of Minnesota overall team-wise. Gostad and Koivu has been the best matchup. 2 big, strong men. Look how low they both get. That one's against Pominville, came in and tried his luck. And then Koivu really worked hard on this one. There's so many things that go into it. Yes, there's strength. Yes, there's anticipation. You have to watch the referee, the linesman's hand. They even know the linesman. They know the linesman like to hold the puck out there. Some of them just show it and drop it and throw it down right away. All those little nuances that make a difference, that knowledge factor on top of your skill level, and whether you win a key faceoff or not.
And we watched Gostad at the morning skate do his faceoffs by himself, using the butt end of the stick only.
It was incredible.
Now Stoner sends it in deep. Bayou is pinned to the boards there. Now Konopka sends it back in deep. Pecorine settles it down. Ryan Ellis for the Predators will move it along. And that's going to be offside, yes, at the Minnesota line. Well, watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL.
We talk a lot about offense from the defense, especially Shea Weber. There's another guy, though, Ryan Ellis, who spent his time in the organization. One of only 3 guys to score over 300 points in the Ontario Hockey League.
Isn't that something?
Danny Potvin and Rick Corvo. Potvin's a Hall of Famer. Rick Corvo never made it in the National Hockey League. So interesting where all that goes. But Ryan Ellis got some terrific offensive skills.
Yeah, when I read that, I had to go back as we get to that in a second here as the puck came out into a scoring area. Now Smith skates it back the other way. I had to look up Bobby Orr's OHL numbers, and he had something like 278 in a little less than 3 years. But that's quite something when you can be in that category. One of only 3 defensemen to score 300 or more points.
Yeah, Bobby was gone out of the league, I think, when he barely turned 18.
Out Cullen to the front, redirected just wide. Wilson with a great chance there. I think the more amazing part of the Bobby Orr story, he played in the OHL when he was 14. That's just unbelievable. I don't care what era you're talking about. Now Ellis for Wilson. Bartley pushes ahead. Takes a vicious hit just as the door was opening there. Or maybe it just wasn't latched.
It wasn't latched properly, and Bartley, I can't believe he got up on that
one. He did.
That door just blew open.
Now Stoner backhands it up the glass. Bounces toward the middle of the ice. Here comes Parisi on the rush. Hands it off. Fontaine, who has the game's only goal. Then put in on Pecorine. He was equal to that task. And Hornquist starts it back. 2-2 teams battling in the Central Division. Separated by 2 points here in the early part of the season. These games head-to-head so important for these teams. They actually will play on the last day of the regular season, their 5th meeting. And something if that means a playoff spot for one or both of these two. Weber rolls it across. Gets the return from Seth Jones. Across the line, Hendricks. That went in wide of the Minnesota goal and back out the other way, Heatley. Now for Granlund. Out to the line, Suter. High slot. Granlund with a chance here, looking for his first goal of the year. Ekholm now. Did not come out of the zone. It's knocked down in third ahead for Gaustad. And now it is sent by Clune back into the Minnesota zone.
If Granlund's going to score his first goal, he's going to start hitting the net more. That was a decent scoring chance. He had Heatley right in front for a good screen, and he just missed the net. He had a great one-timer chance on the power play in the first period, and he blew it over the net by about 2 feet.
Here is Ekholm, who won the Borje Salming Award last year as the best defenseman in the Swedish Elite League. After winning the Rookie of the Year in that league the year before. Big hit by Nystrom. And he and Prosser have...
Here we go.
They're going to go. Edwards, Prosser and Nystrom.
Both righties so far, at least anyway. Both big, tough guys. Nystrom was on the attack. Ooh, Prosser was a couple of 3 right in the kisser. Nystrom coming back with one good one right through the mask of Prosser. But Nystrom came in on a forecheck at pretty high speed, and that's what got Prosser's attention. He immediately barked right back at him. Nystrom turned around and threw down.
Second scrap of the game. Prosser says, hey, wait a minute, let's settle this right now. And they go at it.
Zach Parise tracking the puck carrier Victor Bartley, and the gate wasn't latched. And so it blew open. You could see how he got hung up. I couldn't believe the velocity of the hit was so intense. And the gate opened, his arm got caught. He went into the locker room for a couple of minutes. He's still talking to the trainers there. It looked like he changed his equipment. Wow, it's very fortunate he didn't get hurt there.
So Nystrom and Prosser 5 minutes each for fighting. And Smith across the line. He draws a penalty here. Rebound opportunity after the initial save by Harding on the delayed call. And Minnesota still hasn't gotten possession of the puck now. The touch-up by Matt Cook. The Predators will get their second power play opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like a hooking call here. Matt Cook is headed to the penalty box. Nashville's come out with a good push here in the third period. Turnover here. Nashville takes it back into the zone, and Matt Cook comes back to help out his D. There's the reach by number 24. And I mentioned earlier that walking that fine line for Minnesota, protecting the 1-goal lead, not sitting back too much, still getting up on the offense. Well, they're going to have to kill this penalty, but they are sitting back a little bit too much so far. Nashville starting to gain momentum. This is a big penalty kill here for Minnesota.
Predators' second power play, as I mentioned, trailing 1-0. So, again, Eric Nystrom, Nate Prosser each got 5 minutes for fighting. Of course, Nystrom, the son of former Islander great Bob Nystrom.
And penalty killing has been one of the weak spots, especially on the road trip that Minnesota just came off of. They're not doing a very good job, giving up a power play goal in all but one game this year.
Yeah, they've scored 10 power play goals, but they've given up 10. As this puck is cleared back into the Nashville zone.
Matt Cook talked about it wasn't really technique. He said we've been a victim of a couple of bad bounces and off of skates and things. Didn't sound like he was too worried, but the numbers were worrisome.
Oh, Dahlberg pushed hard into the boards there by Stoner. Scandella over to help out for the Wild, and it's Brodziak that hammers this puck all the way down the ice. Seth Jones plays it ahead for Wilson. Wilson sets up at the half wall. Looks to the front. Out to Weber. Straight away. Goes back to Wilson. Top of the circle. Back to Weber for the one-timer. Knocked down in front.
Corey Mitchell with a good block on that shot.
Now Wilson again. At the dot, fakes, tries to go down low with it. Shot to the corner, Spurgeon backhands it up the boards, and Bayeux will send it all the way down the ice.
They want to get it to Weber. Minnesota knows that. But the one-timer is tough to get through all the layers of shot blockers.
Wilson wheels it back to Smith. Smith hands it off. Bourque gives it back to him. Smith walks it out front, trying to hit Cullen, who had moved in too far to get that pass. And the Predators have to go all the way back into their own end with 11.5 remaining here in the third. Just a dozen seconds remaining in the Cook minor penalty.
Cullen playing the point there. 4 forwards out there for Nashville.
Bloom pushing to the corner, out to the line, Cullen. Sends it across now for Ellis. Cook is out of the box. Getting back into the play. Now Cook gets to it. Lays it up the far side. And the Minnesota Wild under control now with a big penalty kill under their belt. And maintaining the 1-0 lead. Rostad for Ekholm. Lays it ahead for Hornquist. Takes a hit from Scandella as he puts it in deep. Granlund. Off the boards for Kanaka. Now Heatley couldn't get it out. Rather that's Suter. And Suter starts it back the other way. Now Kanaka on the forecheck. Bouncing puck gets away from Heatley. Picked up by Suter. Goes down by Ekholm and deflected by Legwand out to center ice. Now Heatley again. Could not get a pass through to Pominville.
It's the little details. Heatley's got to get that puck deep. At least they got it back. Turnovers to the offensive blue line are as dangerous many times as they are at the defensive blue line.
Off of Spurgeon, but recovered by Spalling now for Legwand. Rolls it in wide of the Minnesota goal. Swept around the boards and picked up by Heatley. Heatley sends it into the Nashville zone. Seth Jones, good job protecting the puck, getting some help now by Legwand, who comes all the way back. Legwand didn't get it by the stick. Mikko Koivu. Now Parisi there as well. Koivu up the wall with it.
Good job by Jones dogging him the whole way, though he wasn't going to let him into the front of the net. Koivu, tough guy to handle one-on-one.
Koivu again, the captain of this Minnesota team, angles it in wide. Weber gets a stick on it. Now Parisi again. Jones over to help out. Now a centering pass off the goal stick of Rene out to the point for Stoner. Picked up by Parisi, trying to pull it out front with a forehand. Now Scandella. For Parisi, Koivu. Good work in the offensive zone, but then Fontaine lost his footing, and Weber finally able to relieve the pressure for the Predators and get a much-needed line change.
Yeah, good sustained attack, but the payoff has to be at the end when you have the defenders tired and you have to make a play to the front of the net. Koivu's group got tired first.
Niederreiter shot and Pecorine gave up a rebound. The Wild maintaining control as Cook on the far side. Wawziak for Niederreiter, given a shot there by Ellis. Niederreiter again looking out to the line, backhands it in deep. Wawziak just able to get free from Bartley. Off the boards for Suter. Around now for Bartley again, tries to clear the zone. Spurgeon has it. Sends it across for Suter. Winds up. Tried to hit a stick on a shot pass. Now picked up on the far side. Spurgeon to the front. Chopped at by Cook. And Bourque is there to clear it for the Preds. This is going to be icing here. Wednesday night is rivalry night here on NBCSN, and this week the Bruins head to Buffalo for a showdown with the Sabres. Wednesday night rivalry, Bruins-Sabres coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern on NBCSN with NHL rivals.
Minnesota with a couple of really good shifts here in the offensive zone as the two combatants come out of the penalty box. Prosser and Nystrom. Another big face-off here. Some tired guys out there for Nashville. But Matt Cullen's one of their best face-off guys, too.
Cullen wins the draw. Stolberg plays it ahead. Bourque controls, rolls it in on Harding, who steers it to the near side. Spurgeon up the far side. It's redirected into the Nashville zone with the icing quickly waved off. Now Ekholm Ekholm with a return pass. Spurgeon will chase it down. Again, the Wild down to 5 defensemen since early in this game when Jonas Brodin took the puck to the face. We've received no update on him, but has not returned as Klein now for the Nashville Predators. In this 1-0 game, Vincent Fontaine with the only goal, second of the season, second of his career, is that his rule of hand pass. 7:13 to go in this one. Lots of NHL action coming your way, including the Wednesday night rivalry here on NBCSN. We talked about a moment ago between Boston and Buffalo, San Jose and Boston on the NHL Network. And then the home opener finally for the New York Rangers Monday against an Original Six rival, the Montreal Canadiens. This is puck into the Minnesota bench and out of play.
Minnesota with a couple of really good shifts, really turning it around, because the early stages, it really felt like Nashville was starting to come on. They know they haven't played their best game, Nashville, and haven't produced much offensively or tried to get down deep and get some good scoring chances. Minnesota was sitting back a little bit, but have turned that around a little in the last 2 or 3 shifts.
Long backhand from the high slot by Nystrom. As I mentioned, Nystrom's dad, Bobby, played for the Islanders. So did Zach Parise's dad, JP, for a couple of years. They were teammates back in the mid-70s as Ekholm unable to hold this in. There's Nystrom having a shove there by Scandella. Turn back toward the Wild net. Scandella has to handle it again. Prosser able to play it off the boards for Granlund. Granlund into the Nashville zone. Back for Heatley. Heatley sends it back in wide as we approach 6 minutes remaining here in the third period. 1-0 Minnesota lead. Klein. Now Clune rolls it in on Harding, and he will hold on to it.
Ryan Suter out there every other shift almost, as he usually is. His ice time so far, and that number will be up around the 28-minute mark plus by the time the game is over with. He'll be out there to close down this game as much as he can take. He makes the game look so easy. He's a terrific skater, and the way he makes plays, he doesn't leave himself open to get ground down physically. In other words, it's hard to hit him when he has the puck, and that takes a lot of wear and tear off of him.
Now Jones lays it along the board. Centering pass. Oh, just missed the stick of Gaustad right at the side of the net. Would have had a great chance there to tie this game. Now Seth Jones up the wall with 2 Minnesota Wild players there. Niederreiter comes up with the puck.
This is what Niederreiter does really well for Minnesota.
Centering pass, redirected, and Rene made a save. Then it came out from behind him, all the way out to the near boards.
I think Brodziak put that right through the crease, didn't he?
Now here's Brodziak with it again. It comes back to Suter straight away for a shot that goes in wide. And off the end boards up in the air, and Pekka Rinne uses his height advantage there to glove it out mid-air to keep it at 1-0. Tonight, 11 Eastern, and of course those two teams will go at it on our Wednesday night rivalry. And you know, the thing when I think about that rivalry, Brian, I think back to the 2 buildings those teams used to play in, the old Aud and the old Boston Garden.
Yeah, that was Brad May talking there for a second too. Remember when he knocked Boston out of the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
One year, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday.
Yeah.
And called by Rick Jeanneret. That was one of the great ones.
Now Koivu trying to play it up the far side. Hornquist leans on him. They continue to battle, Hornquist and Koivu. Now it's gloved down by Fontaine and picked up by Koivu. And back 3-on-3 now, the Wild into the offensive zone. Drop pass for Parise. Parise puts on the break shot off the skate of Suter, who went to the front of the net. Now Parise wins the battle, gets the puck to the front again. Fontaine just missed getting a stick on it. Now Koivu. Checked by Weber. Legwine comes away with it, slides it back out to center ice.
Good grinding shift there by the top line, the Koivu line. He knows how to do it. Parise knows how to do it. Fontaine should have had it, could easily have had a goal there in that goal out pass.
Now Jones under pressure. The puck came off his stick. He guys along the ice to make sure that he got a stick on it and got it out of there. Now Cullen, Bourque, and Smith as the Wild turn it back the other way. Granlund across the line. Waits, late man coming. And that was Pominville that fired it wide. Now back along the boards, picked up by Granlund behind the Nashville net. Granlund, nice job protecting the puck. Angles it off the boards now, gets it back from Pominville. Shot easily blocked by Klein, and now Cullen off the boards for Bourque.
Good patience by Granlund there on that shift.
Now Bourque into the boards by Prosser. Smith trying to dig it free. Laid around the boards by Prosser, but not out. Ekholm getting to it. And now Stoner for the Wild starts it back the other way.
Minnesota really taking this game back over again now, shift after shift with good intense pressure. Puck deep inside Nashville zone. That's the best defense in the one-goal lead.
Well, remember, we were here on October 3rd for the opening night when they couldn't put LA away, but the fact they did a lot of very good hits in that hockey game. Chopped out to the line, but Scandella there for the Wild, sets it up on the far side for a one-timer. And that Cook shot, I think it may have hit iron after it was waved at by Rinne. Now Nystrom with it. He comes out. 2:40 remaining in regulation time. Dahlberg had lost his edge, but jumps back up. Plays it on the far side. And Spaulding will just get it deep, but both teams make changes. Now Weber. Weber gets it back from Jones. Now it's in the glove of the right hand catching Josh Harding, and he will hold on to it there.
Matt Cook on his last shift had a really good scoring chance, showed a lot of patience. He holds onto the puck here, holds on and holds on. I think that's Ellis who goes down to try to block it. That one just off the outside of the goal post. Really good angle there by Pekka Rinne, and the catching glove was way up. You can see Matt Cook shaking his head. He had that top corner short side really in his sights. But Pekka Rinne with the big catching glove up there just blocked it off, and Cook cut it a little too fine.
2:12 remaining. Regulation time as the Wild win that draw. Now Parisi puts the corner, now hands it off on the far side. Fontaine is there. Back for Parisi. Quick look over the shoulder. Pressure to the boards by Weber. Now Fontaine, who still has the game's only goal, knocked off his stick. Wilson for the Nashville Predators wheels it back into the Wild zone. And Suter circles the net. Ryan Suter, I don't know that I mentioned this earlier, playing in his 600th NHL game tonight.
The majority of those, of course, with Nashville Predators.
Absolutely. 542 to be exact in a Nashville uniform. And here is Suter with it again. Plays it up the far side. Mitchell redirects for Cook. Ekholm got a stick on it as Cook enters the zone. Cook got it deep. He still has it. Now back to the line. Scandella rolls it across. Spurgeon.
Good smart play by Spurgeon. He didn't force it through potential block situation. Just dumped it in the corner. Minnesota doing the little things very well.
Pekka Rinne going to the net, bench rather, for the extra attacker. Empty net down to our left. Remember, the Predators have already used their timeout as Cullen tries to get it to the front. Now he gloves it down. Cullen trying to find Ellis. Ellis to the front of the net. A scramble. Harding can't find it. Oh, it looks like it was right on the goal line. Now it's sent back out to Ekholm. His shot doesn't get through. I think we'll backhand it out.
I think Spurgeon saved that one, Dave. I couldn't see the puck from here, but I saw Spurgeon diving behind on the backhand and clear that puck away.
Down to 28 seconds remaining. It comes down to Pominville. His score into the open net. And the Minnesota Wild will win this one.
Minnesota with a goal that puts this game away, but let's go back to that scramble in front. Where's the puck? Nashville putting a lot of pressure. It is behind the goaltender. There's Spurgeon. There's Spurgeon. He dove in. That's a game-saving play, at least that would make it a tie if that thing had gone in.
Yeah,
terrific job by
I did see
Spurgeon.
the puck, and you saw Spurgeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Terrific job there, and then they get the puck out of the zone and get it to Pominville on the other end of the ice, and it's an empty net, and they make it 2-0. Another good look. Great awareness there by Spurgeon. Would Harding have got there in time? Yeah, possibly with the glove, but Spurgeon made sure because he got there first.
They are reviewing it in Toronto as they do all of these plays, but clearly it did not cross the line.
Jared Spurgeon has played a very strong game for Minnesota. And they want to help out this guy, Harding, who's done a terrific job now in his 8th game.
Wow.
He's only allowed 1 goal against in each game, and he's under that so far.
Lifted by Parisi. And now Seth Jones plays it back. It's blocked by Stoner. Hornquist carries back into the Minnesota zone. Shot from the wing, and Harding steers that aside. 5 seconds left in this one. Wilson couldn't control. Josh Harding has his first shutout of the season, 8th of his career, and an emphatic pump of the glove hand. What a performance by him. What a performance by the Wild in front of him, as they bounce back from the disappointment of that 4-game road trip to win this one 2-0.